Joining me from Israel is Jonathan Conricus, who's been a lieutenant colonel in the Israeli Defence Forces and also spokesman for it. He's now in the private sector, a senior fellow at the Foundation for Defence of Democracies, among other things. Jonathan Conricus, great to speak to you. This ceasefire, is it actually a bad deal forced on Israel by Donald Trump, or is it the best Israel could hope for?
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm very happy that 33 families, hopefully, if the ceasefire is implemented and if the deal is implemented, that there will be comfort and solace for 33 Israeli families of hostages. But that is about where my positivity ends about this deal. Strategically speaking, it's not good, because as you said correctly, it leaves Hamas in power. It can be perceived by Hamas and other terrorists as a victory after 15 months of fighting. Israel, to be frank, has not achieved yet its goals of dismantling Hamas, its military capabilities, or its political rule over Gaza. And if you're inclined to look at it from a Palestinian civilian perspective in Gaza, it's not good either, because the suffering will continue. Yes, there will be more trucks coming in every day, more so-called humanitarian aid, but the problem is that that humanitarian aid is just taken and traded by Hamas, and they leverage it for recruiting new members to their military wing and for staying in power. So the Palestinians won't be enjoying any significant change. Gaza will not begin to be rebuilt. And I hope, the man who signed it, Benjamin Netanyahu, is by all means a very shrewd politician. And I do not yet know all the details of this deal. As I understand them now, it is not a good deal, but I can imagine that there are events in the future or clauses in the deal that will be better for Israel. But as we understand it now, not a good deal for Israel.
Yeah, I suspect they will involve taking on Iran. But yes, I agree with you. I mean, for one, who's now going to provide security for those vans of aid coming in? I mean, Hamas have got the gunmen there. I suspect it'll go straight to them. Doesn't this deal also do one more thing? Prove to Israel's enemies that taking Jewish hostages, as Hamas did on October 7, it pays. You've got the card. And not only that, you've got literally a get out of jail free card for thousands potentially of terrorists.
Sadly, thousands or hundreds and maybe more than 1,000 terrorists will be released from Israeli prisons. And this rings familiar. The last time that we did a big prisoner release was about 20 years ago, and one certain Yahya Sinwar, the former leader of Hamas in Gaza, was released from Israeli prison in return for one abducted Israeli soldier, Corporal Gilad Shalit. That was many years ago, and then Sinwar went on to lead the Hamas and was the mastermind of October 7, this tremendous catastrophe. So yes, that is bad. There's always this issue now, whenever a deal is struck, then usually Arabs who fight against Israel claim victory, and Israelis are left feeling a bit sour about the achievements. I'm not happy about destruction, and I'm never happy about, civilian suffering. But I think it's a very hard sell for Hamas and anybody else to stand in Gaza, look around, do a quick 360 and say, we won. I don't think that they won. I don't think that they won for their families. I don't think that they won for their future. The only thing that Hamas can say is that they're still in power, which is a bad thing. But I hope that that is a temporary thing. And I am encouraged by the fact that President-elect Trump and all of his senior appointed officials are clear and repeatedly say that Hamas, in their mind, will not have a future in governing the Gaza Strip. And that's very important. Now, the question is, how will that be brought about? Because this deal allows them to continue.
Yes, you and whose army is going to stop them if Israel is not there? Jonathan Conricus, thank you so much indeed for your analysis.